Barron Trump, the youngest son of former President Donald Trump, is known for staying out of the public eye. However, recent events in Los Angeles have drawn attention to him in an unexpected way. A massive fire erupted in the city, capturing the concern of citizens across the nation. Barron, who was reportedly in the area during the incident, observed the unfolding crisis and later shared his thoughts. His reflections on the disaster offer a unique perspective that has resonated with many. The fire, which swept through parts of Los Angeles, left a trail of destruction and prompted widespread evacuations. Emergency responders worked tirelessly to contain the blaze, but the scale of the disaster was overwhelming. Smoke filled the skies, homes were destroyed, and thousands of lives were disrupted. Amid the chaos, Barron Trump's observations stood out not only because of his connection to a high-profile family, but also because of the depth of his insight. According to reports, Barron was struck by the resilience of the first responders and the community as a whole. He noted how firefighters risked their lives to combat the flames, often working around the clock in dangerous conditions. Their bravery and dedication made a strong impression on him, and he expressed admiration for their selflessness. Barron highlighted the importance of supporting these heroes, not just during crises but every day, as they play a critical role in keeping communities safe. Another aspect that Barron noticed was the unity among the people affected by the fire. Despite facing significant challenges, individuals came together to help one another. From neighbors offering shelter to volunteers distributing food and water, the spirit of community was evident. Barron shared how witnessing these acts of kindness left him inspired. He emphasized that in moments of tragedy, the strength of humanity shines through, reminding us all of the importance of compassion and solidarity. Barron also addressed the broader implications of the fire, raising questions about preparedness and prevention. He reflected on how disasters like this underscore the need for robust infrastructure and planning to mitigate future risks. His comments suggested a growing awareness of the environmental and societal factors that contribute to such events.
He called for greater collaboration between government agencies, local communities, and organizations to prioritize safety and sustainability. Interestingly, Barron also noted the role of social media during the fire.
He observed how platforms like Twitter and Instagram were used to share real-time updates, offer assistance, and spread awareness. While these tools can be powerful in emergencies, he also acknowledged the potential for misinformation to spread. Barron encouraged users to verify information and use social media responsibly, especially during critical situations. As news of Barron's remarks spread, many people were surprised by his thoughtful commentary. His perspective offered a glimpse into the mindset of someone who, despite his privileged background, was able to connect with the struggles of ordinary people. Some praised him for using his voice to highlight the efforts of first responders and the importance of community resilience. Others expressed hope that his reflections might inspire more young people to engage with social and environmental issues. The fire in Los Angeles was a stark reminder of the challenges communities face in the wake of natural and man-made disasters. For Barron Trump, witnessing the event firsthand provided an opportunity to reflect on the courage, unity, and determination that define the human spirit. His words served as a call to action, urging individuals and institutions to work together to build a safer and more compassionate society. In the aftermath of the fire, Barron's observations continue to spark conversations. They remind us that even in the darkest moments, there is light to be found in the resilience of people and the strength of communities. As the city of Los Angeles begins the process of recovery, the lessons learned from this tragedy will hopefully lead to a brighter and more prepared future. As the cleanup and rebuilding efforts continue, Barron's comments have brought attention to the importance of long-term recovery and planning. He expressed hope that those affected by the fire would receive not only immediate aid, but also sustained support to help them rebuild their lives. Barron emphasized that recovery from such a tragedy goes beyond restoring buildings. It's about healing emotional wounds, rebuilding trust, and fostering a sense of normalcy for those who have lost so much. His reflections also touched on the environmental factors contributing to the increasing frequency and intensity of wildfires in America. Barron acknowledged the role of climate change in creating conditions that make fires more likely to spread rapidly and cause extensive damage. While he didn't propose specific solutions, his recognition of the issue added to the growing calls for more proactive measures to address the root causes of these disasters. This includes better forest management, stricter regulations on construction in high-risk areas, and reducing carbon emissions to combat global warming. Barron also mentioned the importance of education in preventing future disasters. He suggested that communities invest in awareness campaigns to teach residents how to prepare for emergencies, such as creating evacuation plans, assembling emergency kits, and staying informed about potential hazards. Education, he believes, can empower individuals to take action and reduce the risks they face during crises. As his observations gained traction, Barron received messages of support from people across the country. Many were impressed by his maturity and his ability to articulate the lessons learned from the disaster. Social media was flooded with posts praising him for shedding light on critical issues and inspiring others to contribute to recovery efforts. Some even called for him to take a more active role in advocating for disaster preparedness and environmental sustainability. However, Barron's remarks also sparked debate. Critics questioned whether his privileged position allowed him to fully understand the hardships faced by those directly affected by the fire. Others argued that while his intentions were good, real change requires action, not just words. Despite these critiques, Barron's commentary succeeded in drawing attention to the challenges posed by wildfires and the need for a collective response. In reflecting on the fire, Barron also acknowledged the emotional toll it took on the victims. He expressed sympathy for families who lost their homes, pets, and cherished belongings. He urged people to offer support in any way they could, whether by donating to relief funds, volunteering their time, or simply being there for friends and neighbors in need. Barron's words served as a reminder that even small gestures of kindness can make a big difference in times of crisis. In closing his remarks, Barron expressed his admiration for the resilience of the people of Los Angeles. He shared his belief that the city would not only recover, but emerge stronger from this ordeal. He also encouraged others to take the lessons of this tragedy to heart and to work toward creating a world where such disasters are less frequent and less devastating. The Los Angeles fire was a tragedy that left scars on the city and its people. But through the chaos and destruction, stories of courage, compassion, and determination emerged. Barron Trump's reflections added another layer to these stories, offering a perspective that resonated with many. While his role in the public sphere remains limited, his words in the wake of the fire remind us all of the importance of coming together in times of need and working toward a safer, more united future. As Los Angeles rebuilds, the hope is that the lessons learned from this disaster will lead to meaningful change. And as individuals like Barron Trump use their voices to highlight these issues, perhaps more people will be inspired to take action, ensuring that the resilience shown during this crisis becomes a foundation for a brighter tomorrow. The rebuilding efforts in Los Angeles are expected to take years, but the resilience of its people is already a powerful sign of hope. Barron Trump's reflections continue to ripple through communities, encouraging conversations about the importance of preparedness and solidarity during times of crisis. His observations have also reignited discussions about the role of young voices in shaping the future, proving that awareness and compassion transcend age and social status. In the aftermath of the fire, Barron reportedly expressed a desire to support the ongoing recovery process in a meaningful way. Whether through raising awareness or contributing to relief efforts, his comments suggest an understanding of the responsibility that comes with having a platform. He has reminded many that disasters don't just require immediate responses, they demand sustained attention and commitment from society at large. One of the most poignant aspects of Barron's reflections was his recognition of the emotional strength of those affected. He noted how survivors faced unimaginable loss but continued to push forward with determination. He acknowledged the mental health challenges that often follow such tragedies, urging communities to prioritize emotional recovery alongside physical rebuilding. By drawing attention to the importance of mental health support, he added a compassionate dimension to his call for action. Barron also touched on the need for governments and organizations to work hand in hand with communities. He suggested that collaborative efforts could lead to more comprehensive disaster prevention and recovery strategies. For instance, He highlighted the importance of funding fire-resistant infrastructure, expanding early warning systems, and increasing resources for emergency services. His emphasis on collaboration echoed a sentiment shared by many experts. No single entity can address the growing challenges posed by natural disasters. Another significant point raised by Barron was the role of young people in shaping the future. He encouraged his generation to get involved in causes they care about, whether through volunteering, advocacy, or simply staying informed. His comments served as a reminder that the youth have a vital role to play in addressing pressing global issues from climate change to disaster preparedness. By speaking out, Barron demonstrated that young voices can contribute to meaningful conversations and inspire positive change. As news outlets and social media continue to cover Barron's remarks, his words have inspired initiatives across the country. Several organizations have reported increased donations and volunteer sign-ups in response to the fire, with many crediting the awareness raised by prominent figures like Barron. His influence has also sparked discussions in schools and community centers where educators and leaders are using his reflections as a starting point for conversations about resilience, responsibility, and the power of coming together in times of need. Critics, of course, remain skeptical, questioning whether Barron's involvement will translate into concrete action. Some argue that public figures must go beyond words to create tangible change. However, many others view his remarks as a first step, an important moment that has the potential to inspire deeper engagement and solutions. In many ways, the Los Angeles fire serves as a wake-up call for the entire nation. It highlights the urgent need to address the root causes of such disasters and to prioritize long-term solutions. Barron's perspective has added a fresh and unexpected voice to this conversation, reminding people of the importance of empathy, community, and preparedness. As Los Angeles continues its journey of recovery, the hope is that stories like Barron's will inspire individuals, organizations, and governments to act with urgency and compassion. Whether by supporting first responders, advocating for environmental policies, or simply reaching out to those in need, there are countless ways to contribute to a safer and more united future. Barron Trump's reflections on the Los Angeles fire serve as a reminder that even in the face of tragedy, there is an opportunity to learn, grow, and come together. His words have sparked important conversations about resilience, responsibility, and the strength of the human spirit. And as the city rebuilds, those lessons will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact, shaping a brighter future for all. As the recovery process unfolds, Barron Trump's reflections are becoming a symbol of hope and a call to action for many. His observations have inspired individuals across various age groups to think critically about how they can contribute to disaster preparedness and recovery in their own communities. The Los Angeles fire not only tested the resilience of its citizens, but also served as a platform for voices like Barron's to encourage meaningful discussions on pressing issues. Many experts have weighed in on the topics Barron highlighted, such as the importance of sustainable urban planning and climate change mitigation. Urban planners and environmentalists are echoing his sentiment about the need to build more resilient cities that can withstand the growing frequency of natural disasters. For instance, adopting fire-resistant building materials, creating buffer zones with native vegetation, and implementing advanced fire detection systems are just some of the measures being discussed in response to his remarks. Moreover, Barron's acknowledgement of the mental health challenges faced by survivors has encouraged a broader discussion about psychological support in the wake of disasters. Advocacy groups are now pushing for increased funding for mental health services in affected areas, emphasizing the need to address trauma alongside physical rebuilding. By spotlighting the emotional toll of such events, Barron has helped underscore the necessity of a holistic approach to recovery, one that considers both the physical and emotional well-being of those affected. What's more, Barron's reflections have sparked a wave of youth-led initiatives aimed at raising awareness about disaster preparedness. Across social media platforms, young activists are organizing campaigns to educate their peers about emergency protocols and climate action. Inspired by Barron's words, many are taking to platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube to share tips on creating emergency kits, staying informed during disasters, and reducing their environmental footprints. In the political realm, Barron's remarks have drawn attention to the need for stronger policies to address climate-related disasters. Lawmakers and policymakers are using his observations as a reference point in discussions about funding for disaster prevention and response. While some critics argue that these discussions should have started long ago, others see Barron's unexpected voice in the conversation as a catalyst for renewed urgency and action. The fire has also highlighted the vital role of first responders, a point Barron emphasized in his reflections. Many communities have since rallied to show their appreciation for these heroes, organizing fundraisers and donation drives to support their efforts. Fire departments across the country are seeing increased interest in volunteer programs, with many individuals stepping up to join the ranks of those who protect their communities in times of crisis. In addition to Barron's direct observations, his story has prompted deeper discussions about privilege and responsibility. While some skeptics have questioned whether Barron's experiences truly reflect the realities faced by those directly impacted by the fire, others argue that his platform can be a powerful tool for advocacy and awareness. Regardless of differing opinions, his ability to shed light on important issues has opened doors for conversations that might otherwise have been overlooked. As Los Angeles continues to recover, the lessons learned from this tragedy extend far beyond the city's borders. Barron's reflections serve as a reminder that disasters, while devastating, can also bring out the best in humanity. They challenge us to come together, support one another, and strive for a future where such events are less destructive and more manageable. Looking ahead, the hope is that Barron's observations will inspire sustained action. From local communities to global organizations, there's a growing recognition that addressing the challenges of disasters requires collaboration, innovation, and compassion. Whether it's through grassroots initiatives, policy changes, or individual efforts, everyone has a role to play in building a safer, more resilient world. As for Barron Trump, his words have shown that even those who may not traditionally be in the public spotlight can make a meaningful impact. His reflections on the Los Angeles fire have sparked important conversations and motivated people to take action. And while the road to recovery is long, the strength, unity, and determination shown by the people of Los Angeles and those inspired by their story offer hope for a brighter and more prepared future for all.